Meet your mind. Liberation from your mind. Don't believe everything you think. Alan Locas. Up until this point, you have most likely approached life believing that the mind's thoughts are yours and that everything you think is, in fact, you. A radical truth that we have not accepted as a species is we are not our thoughts. As long as you confuse thoughts as who you are, you can never actually be free, for you will remain controlled by them. If your thoughts tell you stories fueled with anger and competition, you become angry and competitive. If they spin stories of fear and paranoia, you panic and have anxiety. If they grovel in shame and regret, you become depressed, and so on. Because we have never stopped to question our thoughts, we have in turn become obedient to them. So obedient that we even think we are the ones thinking them. We confuse thoughts as us. To question our thoughts would be to question our sense of reality and our sense of identity, maybe even our sanity. But you must have the courage to keep exploring. This chapter may be uncomfortable for the mind because we are going to be exposing its tactics of defense. See the resistance clearly. There is so much more to you than what you think. This concept of watching your inner dialogue as an impersonal observer of it will reveal a theme of consciousness and cause an empowering shift within you. However, the ego mind will do everything it can to convince you to stay subservient to it. This is to be expected, of course, because you are challenging the mind's sense of control and igniting the awakening process. All heroes' journeys must go through a shattering of their old reality in order to step into their authentic one. Understand that the resistance of the mind is not out of some maniacal, sadistic behavior, but purely out of ignorance and naivety. It is not an actual enemy, only an inheritance of being born human. Same as having heart, lungs, arms, or legs. It is what it is. All references to the mind as an enemy throughout this book are simply to reveal that all perceptions of enemies are actually just the mind projected as an enemy. And so it may be useful in the initial stages of our awakening process to see the real enemy clearly so as to stop playing into its games of projection and distraction. From a higher perspective of love, the mind is like an innocent child and simply doesn't know any better, and it is ultimately doing what it believes will help it survive. It genuinely thinks it is doing what is best for you, even if it seems atrocious or horrific. It may be helpful to view the mind as an innocent machine or hardware going along with whatever inherited programs and software were installed into it. It literally does not have the ability to tell if a program is good or bad for it, just like a computer accepting a programmed virus without question. Thus, something greater than the mind has to become aware of what is being programmed and accepted. Commit now to becoming the watcher of your thoughts and utilize your observations to grow and change through your newfound awareness of the mind's incessant commentary. By paying attention to the quality of your inner dialogue, you will reveal your current theme of consciousness and your mind's root program beliefs associated with that theme. Remember, you are unconditionally loved and whole, even in the mind's confusion and wondering. You are not the theme of consciousness your mind has attached itself to. By having compassion for yourself and surrendering to the notion that you are not your thoughts, you will be able to make it through this revealing process. All of us inherited an ego mind, and we are all in this together. On the other side of the ego's discomfort is eternal peace and freedom. Have courage. Rise to the occasion. This is your moment. For the one who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for the one who has failed to do so, the mind will be his greatest enemy. The Bhagavad Gita.